Welcome back to part 2. In this part, we'll get back into our testing 15 project and we'll cover adding an air handler, some VAVs, hot water system, and an FX80. So we're in our testing 15 project that we created before. We'll go to the systems tab and that'll give us the option to add a system. So let's add that system. Let's pick something common here. Let's pick an air handler unit, mixed air single duct, start configuration. All right, so based on the default selections, it should look a lot like CCT, PCT, whatever you're using. Based on our defaults, it creates system documentation, drawing, bill of material, points list. All right, so what I like to do is as I'm making my changes over here, keep this drawing page open so I can see how what I'm doing is affecting everything. It's a nice quick snapshot. So I go to single speed. I'm going to lose my SF-O. Yeah, it's gone. So I no longer have a drive, just have a starter, command and status. So let's get our drive back. Okay, so we've got this. We'll just keep the defaults for the purposes of this. So let's save this system. And then once this is saved, we'll add a VAV. Okay. Return to estimate details. All right, our air handler is in there. You can see this exclamation point. So what this has done is it's picked some budget valves, budget actuators. We'll go in there and the next part and address that. Let's go back to adding a system. We'll add our VAV. Okay, VAV single duct. We'll do that for now. All right, let's get our drawing tab going so we can see what this looks like. All right, pretty basic. Airflow station, damper out, heating valve, heating coil. So let's go ahead and pick a discharge temp sensor since we have hot water valve here, hot water coil, and a zone temp sensor. Okay. You can get more into the details here, but again, this looks almost identical to PCT, CCT. Let's save this. Return to estimate details again. Okay, so we've got our air handler, our VAV. Let's just say that we have two identical air handlers. If there's any different valve, then you wouldn't do this. So since we are going to assume that these are identical for our purposes, let's say we have two air handlers. Let's say we have 10 VAVs. Okay, let's add our hot water system. So add system, central heating, start configuration. Okay, let's go back to our diagram here. All right, let's see, what do we have? Let's just make a small change in here. Okay, so we'll take pump control, command and status. Let's take these. We'll just leave the rest of these default selections. That's good enough for now. Some of the things this will do is it'll pick a control panel. You can either go with a panel that comes right from Johnson, or sometimes it's a little bit more price friendly if you say no panel and you build your own. But for the purposes of this, we'll just kind of leave the rest of these defaults in here. Let's save this system. And just for the heck of it, we'll add an FX80 as well. So we're back in estimate details. Let's add one more system to this. And to get to our FX, what we'll pick for this is a supervisory controller. And then here, you can either add up all of your VAVs, your air handlers, your central heatings systems, or what is probably a little bit easier is just to jump right to this second tab, and we can pick our 1 year, we can pick our wall mount power supply, and we can pick our number of devices. So this is a much faster way than going through and adding up your devices and your points, but you can do it either way. So let's save the system this way. Return to estimate details again. All right, so it looks like because we have a check mark next to our hot water system and our FX80 that there aren't any major problems in what it's selected for us. Doesn't mean that you can't go in and select some different parts, but we'll cover how to get rid of these exclamation points. In with respect to the air handler and the VAV, it's just selected some budget valve, budget actuators, but we'll cover that in the next section. So that's it for this part. We've got a small system generated for us here, and this definitely beats starting from scratch. So let me stop this video and I'll pick up in the next.